And every single evening was date night. Keep it love and calm until daylight. Never complicated, black and white. We were so flawless, not a spot inside. And every single evening was date night. Keep it love and calm until daylight. Never complicated, black and white. We were so flawless, not a spot inside.
Croaky, but I'm on. I'm nearly ready. All you need for this class is yourself, and if you've got one, a stretchy band, and if you haven't got one, don't bring a stretchy band if you haven't got one. Good morning Deborah, good morning Yvonne, good morning Karen, hope you're recovering well. Good morning Jean, hope everyone's okay. Hope my countdown timer disappears at the end of the countdown. I bet it doesn't. Good morning Leslie. 3, 2, 1. No, not gone. Good morning Keith, good morning Rachel. Let me just get rid of this. So annoying. It's supposed to, at the end of the timer, move to the next scene. And the next scene is just us, no timer. Music's a little loud. Yeah, sorry about that. I'll just calm it down a bit. It might also be that I've got a new mic. I could even possibly tolerate putting the mic up. But anyway, I won't bother. How does the balance of mic and music sound now? Are they even? Am I dominating the music? Is the music dominating me? Let me know. I've actually, I know you can't see what was underneath the desk that my computer stood on, but I've had a bit of a move around. Alright, shall we make a start? Looks like it's just us. So, as usual everyone, I would like to stand with your feet underneath your knees and your knees underneath your hips. You're going to stand nice and tall, crown of the head lifted. I'd like to lift your rib cage up away from your hips. Still a bit loud. Gosh, what's going on there? Let's try it there. I can barely hear it now. Tell me again, Deborah, now that I've turned it down again. Is it still a bit loud? Anyway, where was I? Feet underneath knees, knees underneath hips. Stand nice and tall, crown of the head lifted, rib cage lifted. And then all I want you to do is think of just lifting a heel and just circle the ankle. So all we're going to do in this first phase is just move some joints around. Try and move all our joints around in all different directions. Can you go the other way with your ankle? That's it. Brilliant. Okay, now put this heel down, lift the other one, just circle here. Deborah says it's okay now. Thank God for that. I have to do some tests in my test place. I have a secret test place. Let's go the other way. Alright, put both heels down for me, standing nice and tall. We're just going to move up the body to possibly the most important bit, your pelvis, yeah? So imagine you've got a tail on the end of your tailbone. Could I ask you to tuck your tail between your legs and tuck back? Now what's really important here is that you can separate your pelvis from your rib cage. That when you're tucking under and tucking back, your pelvis is moving in isolation. You're not moving the whole of your body like that. Yeah. What you need to do is just tuck the pelvis under. Try and keep your rib cage still. Keep your shoulders still. Yeah. Just tuck under, tuck back. I do appreciate if you're suffering with recent back pain, if you've got long-term back pain, you might find that this movement pattern's compromised and you might feel you can't actually move your pelvis very much. But just do your best job, yeah? Couple more little pelvic tilts. And then all I want you to do is just circle your hips. Doesn't matter which way you go, any way will do. Brilliant, let's circle the other way. Fantastic. Brilliant. Alright, come back to centre. Let's see if we can move the pelvis side to side. So here's my hip bones here at the front, yeah? See if you can lift a hip and then the other hip. So as you're lifting your hip, you're going to lift your heel as well, yeah? What I don't want you to do is lift your shoulder. So keep your shoulders still and see if you can lift your hip up to your ribs. Fantastic. A few more of these. As you're doing this, still got your shoulders relaxed back and down. Excellent. And again, just do me a couple more. Brilliant. One more each side. Alright, relax. Well done. Okay, so we've moved from the pelvis now into the rib cage area. All I want you to do is reach down one side, come back to centre, and then reach down the other side. So just think of really lengthening the rib cage on one side, compressing and shortening on the other. Excellent, looks good. Fantastic. A few more little side bends if you can. And again, that's it. So feel free to stay with this side bend, or if you feel you can ask a little bit more of your back on a how it feels basis. Can you take one elbow up and one elbow down? How does it feel to be here? Is it okay? Yeah. Think of keeping your chin lifted and your elbows nice and wide, yes? Excellent. Really try and get a nice big stretch down the side of the ribs. Looks good. Fantastic. Just do me one more in each direction. Last one. Come back to centre. Give your shoulders a roll. Give your legs a shake. Okay, so still thinking about the rib cage. Instead of tipping it side to side, could we rotate it? So cross your arms across your chest. Take your feet maybe a little bit wider than average. And then what I want you to do is turn everything. So you're going to turn your head, turn your shoulders, turn your ribs, turn your hips. You're lifting your heel and turning your knee in. Have a look at mine now if you're not sure what I mean by lifting the heel. Then come back to centre and go the other way, yeah? So you're just turning everything you've got all the way one way, back to centre, and then all the way the other way. No need to rush. So if you are looking after your back a bit more than average, or maybe your bones, then this might be the rotation that I would suggest for you, yeah? Nothing's going to get offended by what we're doing here. If you feel you can ask more of your back, more of your bones, then you could try working with a fixed hip, yeah? So now we just turn the head and the ribs, and we don't turn the hips. Remember, if you are looking after your back a bit more than average, then I would recommend keeping the hips moving. Yeah. When you start to work with a fixed hip in this movement pattern, you put in more force through the spine in a good way. But obviously, if your back's a bit impaired, not functioning as well as it could, would, should, then I would recommend moving the hips. That said, I'm only going to do one more of these. Coming back to centre, give everything a shake again. Moving up a little bit higher, let's go for the shoulders. Place an imaginary dot on the top of your arms. Bring your dots forward, bring them up, bring them back, bring them down. That's it. So just nice big rolls with the top of the arms. Excellent, looks good. Fantastic. A few more little shoulder rolls. And then if you can, see if you can circle one elbow and then the other elbow. Yeah. So you think of lifting your elbow, but as much as you're focusing your attention on your elbow, I'm going to get you to bring your attention to your shoulder blade. And the idea of moving your shoulder blade into the middle of your back. Yeah, it's called shoulder blade retraction. We're going to do some more of that in a minute. Excellent, couple more of these if you can. Now feel free to stay with this elbow circle, or if your elbows, your shoulders and everything else will let you, see if you can circle above your head instead. And again, looks good, brilliant. Let's do one more and then relax. Well done, excellent. Want to do a little bit for the neck, yeah. So shoulders relaxed and down, nice tall posture. Think of keeping your chin level with the floor and see if you can just look to the side and then come back to centre and then look to the other side. So as you do these little looky-loos, as you look into the side, I want you to keep your shoulders still, only turn your head. So you might find your shoulder wants to join in with you, don't let it. Yeah. Excellent, one more in each direction. Fantastic, last one, finish on your second side if you will. Come back to centre and let's shake everything off again. So we're going to sort of travel back down the body a little bit. I'm going to get you to just draw your arms up to shoulder height and then relax them down. Check your feet underneath your knees underneath your hips, and you just got this forward float, yeah? As you're floating your arms, can you have your palms turned in for me and your knuckles turned out? So remember I mentioned shoulder blade retraction. We're going to revisit that pattern. Can I get you to come to shoulder height and then squeeze your shoulder blades together, release them and then relax down. So when you do this, imagine you've got a pen between your shoulder blades and you're trying to draw one shoulder blade towards the other. You got that? When you look at it front on, it might look like I'm taking my arms out to the side, but I'm not. I'm actually taking the whole arm backwards, yeah, that's what you're doing. So this, try not to let your elbow move. It's all in the shoulder blade where we want to get things going. All right, let's just do one more like this, just lifting, retracting, releasing. Well done. We're going to move right back down to the bottom. Going to get you to peel a heel and lower. Pardon me for coughing all the time. Yeah, I'll have to revisit my audio settings because I've bought a new headset, which shouldn't really make any difference because it's the same headset as the other headset. Maybe I just didn't have the... Maybe I need to take the windshield off and just check it's not turned the wrong way around or something. And then also, like I said, I actually turned my computer off for the first time in, I don't know, 18 months maybe. Whenever it was, I bought it off Adam. I actually turned it off to rearrange the clutter underneath it. Anyway, we've got little heel peels here. Can you do it without moving your hips? Yeah. Okay, if you can, see if you can peel up and then keep going to a knee lift and then down. Another peel, another knee lift and down. So listen, if you're struggling to stand on one leg, that's fine. Instead of doing the knee lift, just do the heel peel. Yeah, so you're either heel peeling or you are knee lifting. Yeah. Don't worry if you're wobbling. And of course, being at home as we are, I hope, maybe you're at work, wherever you are, chances are it's not far to go and hold on to something, so you can always do that if you need to. If you're worried you're going to fall over, then definitely hold on or go back to a heel peel. All right, what about opposite arm, opposite knee? Can we do it? See how it feels. Fantastic. Think of swaying your weight from one foot to the other, yes. Transfer the weight into the right foot, transfer the weight into the left foot. Think of fully transferring before you commit to lifting the knee. Are you able to pause at the top and then relax? Pause at the top and then relax. So on this pause, could you retract your shoulder blade? Let me show you that from the side. Yeah. Retract, release, relax. Yeah. So the idea is you've got to stay here a little while longer. You've got an extra job to do. Excellent. Let's just do a couple more of these, yes? I think we're getting the hang of it now. Alright, I'm going to do one more on each side. Last one. Brilliant, well done. Just so you can do a touch out to the side, touch back. Pardon me, still coughing. So you can stay with the touch. Think of standing tall, ribcage lifted, crown and head lifted. Excellent. Now, if you want to, you can just stay with the touch, or we can bring in a balanced leg. Nearly fell over. Got my shoes on today. We wouldn't normally wear shoes for Pilates, but there's no reason why you can't have your trainers on. But just be aware that in certain instances, the trainers are going to make your life easier. You'll be a bit more balanced. In other instances, they might get in the way. Okay, a few more of these if you can. Brilliant, and again, looking good. You got it. All right, relax, well done, give your legs a shake. Okay, so I want to have a little look at something called a hip hinge. It's a really great back exercise. Foundation of a lot of the things we do in Pilates, isn't it, hinging? It's really important not to round your back, but to hinge it. Unless I ask you to round your back, in which case round your back. But now we are hinging. So let's just start with our arms behind us. Just rest one hand on top of the other. Bring your shoulder blades together to encourage shoulder blade retraction. In other words, squeezing your shoulder blades together a little bit. What we don't want to do is we hinge. We don't want to let the shoulders collapse like this and round. So I'm keeping my shoulder blades gently engaged with one another. Also, you want to make sure you've got a relaxed knee, not locked out. So if you're not sure where your knees are, do a purposeful but gentle lock out and then take the lock off. That's your relaxed knee. So once you're in the relaxed knee position, see if you can then hinge over, keeping your back flat. And then hinge back. So you're just working in whatever is your comfortable range of movement here. So again, if you had active back pain right now, you might find you can't move very far, yes? Overall though, the most important thing, other than being governed by any discomfort you might have, is keeping the back flat. So sometimes people get a bit carried away with this exercise and we start to see something like this, where they're rounding down. Yeah. So let's not round down. Let's hinge. So at the moment we've got our hands behind us to encourage us to keep the shoulder blades engaged and the back flat. What if we take the arms away, just bring them to the side of the body? I've still got them engaged, I'm still squeezing the shoulder blades together a little bit, but then I'm going to hinge over. Now when I do it like this, it might seem like I'm swinging the arms in front of me. But trust me, I'm not. My arms are pretty much staying where they are. What's happening is my bottom's going backwards. So it might look like I'm doing this and bring the arms forward, but if you actually look at my arms, they don't move. It's my bottom that goes back, hinging forward, hinging back, yes? Excellent. If a hinge doesn't work for you, do a pelvic tilt instead, yeah? Here's your pelvic tilt. Remember that one? Couple more if you can, whichever one you're doing. All right, let's just finish with that one there. And then all I want you to do is do some standing arm floats, just floating forwards and down, alternating, yes. That's it, looking good. Brilliant. So in a minute, we're going to get our bands out and do the arm floats with a band. If you don't have a band, you can do it band free, no problem. If you really wanted to challenge yourself, you could do opposite arm, opposite knee. Yeah, but I'm just going to do the arm float. That's it. And then I'm going to take the arm out to the side. And again, in a minute, we're going to try this with a band. If you didn't have a band, you could just do this float. Yeah. And if you wanted to, you could do the side leg with it, yes. Remember. And again, if you're falling over, that could be a tap, couldn't it? Alright, shall we find our bands, everyone? Where's mine? There he is. So you're going to put your band underneath a foot. Let's put it underneath the right foot. And let's have the short bit between the feet. And I do apologise, black band, black mat, and you can't see them very well. But hopefully, my brightly coloured trainers will highlight where my foot is. So I've got all the length on this side, yeah? I want you to hold the band with a ski pole grip, yeah? So right hand, ski pole grip. Now, because I don't like any dangler bits dangling around, I like to loop back at the end, but it's not going to make any difference to the tension. I want you to have your arm nice and straight. Stand nice and tall, crown of the head lifted. Maybe a little bit of engagement in your core muscles. You could pull in a little bit if you wanted to. Just think of raising up and down. Now, find the right tension for your band. That's a bit easy for me, so I'm going to just put a little bit more tension on. I want it to be challenging but achievable. Yes. And again, just forward raise. Looking good. Fantastic. Excellent. Do me a few more like this. So remember, we discussed that if you don't have a band, you can just do the raise on its own, or you can do the raise with an opposite knee. Excellent. Let's do 2 more here. 1 more time. And then see if we can take the band out to the side. So your palms facing forward, knuckles facing the back, standing tall. Maybe abs lightly pulled in. It's up to you. Don't have to. As soon as you start to pull against the band, trust me, your core muscles are going to switch on automatically, just reacting to what's going on through the shoulder. Make sure that your arm is straight and strong. We don't want the bicep to get involved. And if you start to bend your elbow like that, that's Billy Bicep. He's not allowed. It's not welcome at this party. Let's do 1 more. All right, now can you do 1 in front and then 1 to the side? Yeah, in front and then the side. As you're doing this, try not to lean back, try not to lean to the side. You want your trunk to be solid, yes. Solid, firm base offers maximum support for the limbs. Let's just do 1 more in each direction. Last one. And relax. Well done. Brilliant. Alright, put your band down. I would like you to bring your arms to shoulder height. Take them a little bit wider than average. Yeah. Pull back and bring your shoulder blades together. Release and then relax down. So I've got my palms down, squeezing back, releasing, relaxing down. So we're just lifting, retract back. So shoulder blade retraction again. We like this in Pilates because it's an important element of posture, yeah? As soon as your shoulder blades can't contract anymore, you're fixed in this position. Don't want that. Could you go a little bit higher and pull down from here? Yeah, I'm going to relax down between each one, otherwise my arms will feel like they're dropping off, yes? So really important that your elbows lead the way and you're always squeezing your shoulder blades together, yeah? Brilliant. What about going up even a little bit more and pulling down right by the side of you? So you just go as high with your arms as your arms will let you. So if you can only make it to about there, that's fine. Yeah. Let's do one more. Release, relax. Brilliant. All right, let's find the band again. Put your band underneath your left foot. And again, short bit between your feet. That's it. All the length on your left side. And again, just find the right amount of resistance to be challenging but achievable. That's it. Excellent. Looking good. So strong straight arm, yeah? And again. Fantastic. So remember what I said, if you don't have a band, opposite arm, opposite knee. We're not gonna do the knee with the arm. We are going to put a leg action to this, but it's not going to be a knee lift. If you're working without a band, do a single arm float with an optional opposite knee. Brilliant. Do me two more. One more time. Alright, now can we go out to the side? Remember that when we're doing these movements, we don't want to lean to the side like that. We want to stay tall. Are you tall? Excellent. So again, as I say, every time you take the tension from the band away from you, core muscles are going to be activated. If you want to, you can engage your core by pulling your tummy muscles in. Remember not to hold your breath, because lack of breath leads to death. Two more, everyone. One more time. Relax. Well done. All right, so remember those arm lines that we did just a moment ago? We're going to do them again, but with a band. So you bring the band to shoulder height, pull back. Yeah. So you can do this with or without a band, yes? Excellent. Looking good. Really squeeze the shoulder blades together. Okay, what about going a little bit higher? Pull down, relax down. Fantastic. Could you go even higher still? Pull down behind you. So I realise that not everyone's going to make it behind their head. All depends on your posture. If it's a struggle, then instead of coming behind your head, you do this one instead that we just did a moment ago, where you just pull to your chest, yeah? All right, let's do two more, yes? One last one. All right, relax. So put your band back underneath your right foot. We're going to revisit some of what we've just used for our arms, but we're going to get the legs to join in as well. Yeah. So all I want you to do, let's set the tension on the band first of all. So find the right amount of tension. Too much. About right. Yeah. So don't need you to come much higher than shoulder height. And you want a challenging amount of resistance that takes you to shoulder height, but not much higher. If it feels too easy, put some tension on. Feels too hard, let a bit of slack in. So I think that's good for me. I'm just going to test drive it there. Yeah, I think I'm all right on them. Right, so set your tension, then take a step back with your left leg. Yeah. So you got your right leg in front, left leg behind. I'm just going to angle myself so you can see a bit better. Bring your back heel up behind you. So now already, by virtue of the heel being lifted, muscles in your glutes and your bum cheeks and your legs are switching on, and you are less stable. So remember, the less stable you are, the more your core has to work. Yeah, so just by being in this position, core's switching on. Yes, happy days. Okay, so the arms are not doing anything right now. What I'd like you to do is do that hinge. Stick your bum out behind and then bring it back. So that standing hinge you practiced just a moment ago, it's the same thing, but it's in a split stance, yeah? Now, if your back will let you, see if you can hinge and then sit down and then drive up. Was your back happy? Were your legs happy? Is everything happy to hinge and then sit? Yeah, how does it feel? If it doesn't feel so good to be in the split stance position, you can just do a hinge and a sit with your feet side by side. Yeah. Okay, so next challenge. As you rise, can you lift your band? So I am now simultaneously hinging and sitting as I go down, all together, and then rising as I come up, one in front, one to the side. So think of doing the hinge and sit in one flowing movement, and then on the way up you rise, yeah, and lift. Brilliant. So again, core muscles having to work a little bit harder. And this is still quite a challenge, even if you don't have a band. Yes. So it looks like without. And again. Excellent. Just do me a couple more. Excuse me, coughing all the time. Make the one you're working on now your last one. Okay. Give your legs a shake when you've done your last one. I'm going to have a drink. You can have one as well if you like. So, let's hold the band a little bit wider than our thighs when we've got our feet side by side. Yeah. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Stick your bum out behind. Band comes to about your knees. And then bringing it back, yeah? So you're hinging, but you're not sitting. Keep your bum lifted. Try and avoid the temptation to sit down. You create a tension between your hands. You're squeezing your shoulder blades together, yeah? So you got shoulder blade retraction and a hinge. Just sticking your bum out behind, yeah? Just do me 2 more of those. One more time. All right, relax. Let's put the band underneath the left foot. Feet side by side to start with. And let's just adjust the tension for just a couple of reps. So just forward lift and sideways lift. Sit. Brilliant. Okay, so once you're happy with the tension on your band, arm is straight. You don't need to lean. You can work the band without leaning. We're all good. So then the next thing to do, again I'll just angle myself, is to take a step behind with your right foot and bring your back heel up. So the heel stays lifted all the way through, shoulders relaxed and down. Can you do your hinge? Stick your bum out behind, sit down, drive up to the top, yeah? Hinge it, sit it, drive up. And again, yeah? Hinge, sit, drive. So feel free to stay with this. You don't even have to have the arms if you don't want to, yeah? You can just carry on with this. However, if you're feeling a bit more adventurous, have a look. You go down and then lift up at the top, and then next time lift out to the side. Now that I've moved around, I've ended up with loads more tension on my band. It's quite a little bit harder. Remember that you keep that back heel lifted. You stick your bum out behind to sit down. Yeah. Excellent. Let's do one more in front. One more to the side. And that's it. Well, that's it for that. Give your legs a shake. Listen, I do want to revisit the hinge activity. Remember, it's a really great exercise. You can do it without your band if you want to. Don't have to use a band. I've got my feet side by side. Got my shoulders relaxed back and down. Yeah. Make sure you keep your hips lifted as you stick your bum out behind. There's no sit. It's just a hinge, yeah? If we were to sit, it'd be a squat, and there's nothing wrong with that, but we're just not doing squats today, yeah? So this is your standard hinge. I've just spiced it up a tiny little bit by asking you to hold the band and then squeeze the shoulder blades together and create tension between your hands, yeah? Now, if you want to do a little bit more here, could you hinge and a little hold and then drive up to the top? How does it feel when you hold? Is it all right? Yeah. If it is okay to hold, on the hold, could you reach forward, bring it back, hinge back. So stick your bum out, reach forward, bring it back, hinge back. Excellent. So try not to sit down. You might want to sit down because you've just been doing that. Brain likes to repeat things it knows, so you need to unlearn that. So remember, you don't have to reach forward. You can just keep the band here. Yeah, hinging over, hinging back. Couple more if you can, everyone. So remember, as you're reaching forward, that's your longer lever. Longer levers exert greater force, therefore asking the back to do more. Do you want to ask your back to do more, or would you like to be a bit more conservative? Make the one you're working on now your last one. When you've done your last one, shut your band to one side. Just do me a pedal, yes? Excellent, well done everyone. I think we did good there. So just keep pedaling for me. Just going to do a couple of things just to release the back before we finish. So, can I ask you to go back to your pelvis? Can you tuck under, tuck back? So remember, the pelvis is like a bowl of soup. Think of tilting the soup forward and back in the bowl. Try not to let your rib cage get involved, yeah? Keep your shoulders back and down. Fantastic. Couple more little pelvic tilts. Can I get you to release and circle? Can I get you to circle the other way? Fantastic. Come back to centre. Just do me a little reach down one side, back to centre. Little reach down the other side, back to centre. Just do me one more in each direction, yeah? Excellent. Let's see if we can do a rotate. So I'm doing the full rotation, turning the head, turning the shoulders, turning the ribs, turning the hips, lifting the heel, turning the knee in. That's it, couple more. Brilliant. Just release the arms and do me a loose rotate. Let the arms join in, yeah? And again, couple more. Brilliant. Bring it back to centre, give your legs a shake. So listen, if you feel you can, bring your hands onto your thighs for me. Do me a little sit down. So you're in a supported sitting position, your hands are supporting you. Then see if you can round up like a cat. Tuck your tail between your legs, have a look at it. Nice cat stretch here just to finish. And then reverse it, let your back dip and look upwards. Just do it again for me, really rounding up and tucking under. And then reverse it, let your back dip, look up ahead of you, send your tail up behind you. Alright, one last time, rounding up, tucking under, nice stretch. So think of pushing out through the bottom of the rib cage, pushing out through the low back, separating the shoulder blades. And then from here, just keep rolling, keep rebuilding, restacking. When you get to the top, give your legs a shake. Shake up, shake down. We're finished now. Well done, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Any questions, do ask, don't be shy. If you're in my Prime group, I'll see you on Monday morning. We're going to do Pilates, full class, and a step class as well. Alrighty, enjoy your weekend, everyone. Bye.